It's a stormy night, around 3 a.m., and you're sitting at the nurse's station, struggling to keep your eyes open. You've been on the night shift for what feels like forever. The sound of soft peeps from the heart monitors and the occasional rustle of hospital sheets are the only sounds that fill the cold, sterile air. A mug of stale coffee sits untouched beside you. The kind of coffee that has lost all its flavor but somehow keeps you awake. Outside, the storm rages on, rain pelting the windows in rhythmic bursts, as if nature itself is trying to stir up some kind of mystery. Inside, however, the hospital feels unusually quiet, as if time itself is standing still. You glance at the clock. 3:02 a.m. Your eyes are heavy, and the dim lighting casts long shadows in the hallways. Everything is so still, too still. Just as you begin to drift off, you hear a soft whoosh, the automatic doors opening. It's a sound you've heard 1,000 times before. But tonight, something feels different. You turn around. The person standing in the doorway isn't a visitor or an expected patient. It's a child. A small, barefoot child, drenched to the bone, standing in the middle of the hospital entrance. Their clothes cling to their tiny body, drenched from the pouring rain outside. Their head is slightly tilted downwards, hiding their face. For a moment, you think they're just lost, a child wandering through the storm. But then the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and something inside you freezes. The child raises their head slowly, and you feel your heart skip a beat. They don't have a face, no eyes, no nose, no mouth, just smooth, featureless skin where a face should be. It's like they were carved from marble, a blank slate that stares back at you with an unsettling absence. You blink, thinking your tired eyes are playing tricks on you, but no. There it is again. The child is standing right in front of you, and their absence of features is enough to send a wave of dread crashing through you. You freeze in place, staring at the child, unsure of what to do. The child doesn't move. Their chest rises and falls in a slow, steady rhythm. A soft, almost imperceptible hum fills the room, a sound that feels wrong. Like the air itself is holding its breath. You hear the rustling of nurses' footsteps as they rush over to the child, their faces contorted with confusion and fear. Dr. Reynolds, the head of emergency care, arrives with a hurried pace, a look of concern etched on his face. He kneels in front of the child, checking for any visible injuries, any sign of trauma. But there's nothing, not a scratch, no bruising, no blood, just flawless, smooth skin. Is this some kind of prank? Dr. Reynolds mutters to himself, looking up at the nurses. Where did this child come from? The child remains silent, unblinking, and unmoving. We need to get them checked immediately, one of the nurses says, her voice quivering. She reaches out to touch the child's shoulder, but the moment her fingers make contact, something strange happens. The lights above flicker once, then again, and again. The hospital's heartbeat, the beeping of the monitors becomes erratic. The soft hum grows louder, more intense. The temperature in the room drops several degrees in an instant. A cold, unnatural chill fills the space, the kind of cold you only feel when you're in the presence of something wrong. The child still doesn't speak. Dr. Reynolds, what's happening? One of the nurses stammers. She takes a step back, as if afraid that stepping any closer might trigger something worse. Before the doctor can respond, distant screams echo down the hallway, cutting through the stillness like a knife. Patients are yelling, their voices shrill with panic. Someone's in my room. One patient screams, "Get them out! Get them out!" Others shout in terror, claiming they're being watched, but when the staff rushes to check, the rooms are empty. There's nothing there. Only the fearful voices of those who remain trapped in their beds. Call security. Dr. Reynolds orders, his voice sharp with authority. His hand trembles slightly as he gestures toward the child. A cold dread creeps up his spine, though he refuses to acknowledge it. The child, if it can even be called, that remains motionless in the center of the hallway, its face a smooth blank canvas devoid of eyes, mouth, or expression. The sight is unnatural, an affront to reality itself. The nurses scatter, their footsteps echoing like gunshots as they flee down the hall, some rushing to check on patients while others simply seek safety. Overhead, the fluorescent lights flicker violently, plunging the hospital into a sinister half-light that casts grotesque shadows on the walls. The air thickens, heavy with an oppressive stillness. Despite the chaos, the child does not move. Moments later, security bursts onto the scene, their flashlights cutting through the dim corridor. The weight of their boots on the tile floor is a reassuring sound, a sign of authority in a place that feels like it is unraveling. They approach the child cautiously, their hands hovering near their tasers, waiting for the command to act. But as soon as one of them reaches out and touches the child's arm, everything changes. The moment skin meets skin, the guard stiffens, his breath caught in his throat. His face drains of color, his eyes widening in sheer terror. The others rush forward to intervene, but the instant they make contact, the child vanishes. Not a sound. Not a shift in air. Just gone. A heavy silence falls over the hallway. The remaining nurses and doctors exchange wide-eyed glances, their terror unspoken yet shared. No one dares to move. The unnatural cold lingers in the air, seeping into their bones. Whatever had been standing there is no longer visible, but its presence remains thick and suffocating. Then, in an instant, the lights flicker once more and go out completely. Darkness swallows the hospital whole. It is not the usual kind of darkness, the type that comes with nightfall or a power outage. This darkness is alive. It presses against them, suffocating and heavy, as if the very walls are watching. Their breaths come shallow and fast, each inhalation laced with fear. Somewhere in the void, a soft sound stirs, a whisper, a breath. No one can tell. Then, without warning, the lights snap back on. There, in the middle of the hallway, is the child again. Closer this time. Too close. A strangled scream escapes from one of the nurses, but it is cut off before it can reach its peak. Her body vanishes before their eyes, dissolving into the air as if she had never been there at all. The scream, once so sharp, is nothing more than an echo now, fading into silence. Panic erupts. Doctors and nurses scatter in every direction, but their fates are already sealed. One by one, they begin to disappear. Security officers, once so confident, are now helpless as they too are swallowed by the void. Each loss is silent, instant, as if reality itself is erasing them. Within moments, the once bustling hospital is a ghost town. And at the heart of it all stands the child. The last remaining nurse, Alice, does the only thing she can think of. She runs. Her feet pound against the cold tile as she sprints down the hall, her pulse roaring in her ears. She doesn't look back. She doesn't need to. She can feel it. The weight of that faceless gaze pressing into her back, the cold wrapping around her like invisible fingers. She throws herself into the supply closet, slamming the door behind her. Her breath comes in quick, panicked gasps. She presses her back against the door, praying that the thin wooden barrier will be enough to keep whatever is out there from finding her. But she knows better. The room is pitch black. There's no light, no escape. Her trembling fingers fumble for her phone, but it's useless. Dead, no signal. Her mind races with every possible explanation, but none of them make sense. Then she hears it. A sound, soft, wet, slow, footsteps. They echo through the narrow hallway, growing closer. Closer still. The door creaks and she freezes. Her heart pounds against her ribs, threatening to burst from her chest. Then, in the sliver of light beneath the door, she sees it. A hand small, pale, slipping through the crack in the door like a whisper. The door opens fully, though no one touches it, as if pushed by an unseen force. And there, standing before her, is the child. Its featureless face only inches away now, so close that she can feel the unnatural cold radiating from its being. Alice's breath comes in shallow gasps, her body locked in place. The child reaches out with a single hand, its icy fingers grazing her skin. Her vision goes dark, and then nothing. The hospital security footage shows nothing. No child. No missing doctors or nurses. Only static, flickering on the monitors until the tape runs out. In the aftermath, when the police arrive, no one can explain what happened that night. No one can find the child, and there's no sign of the missing staff members. The hospital, once full of life and activity, stands empty. Some say the faceless child still roamed hospitals, looking for something, or someone. Others claim they've seen them in different hospitals around the world, always appearing in the dead of night when the world is asleep and the lights flicker. But the question remains, what is the faceless child looking for? What do you think happened that night? Let me know in the comments. Do you think the faceless child still roams the halls, searching for something or someone?
That's all for today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments down below. And make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more future updates. See you next time.